Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Walking This Way's Impact Wars podcast. I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr., broadcast live once again from the DFW. That's down in Fort Worth, Texas. Along with me in the studio this evening is Desiree. Lady D, what's going on with you this evening?
I'm wonderful. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Back with you in the studio. Did a show this morning. Big shout out to my supervisor, Lo, that was on here early this morning. Great conversation with her. And I know we're doing our prime time show tonight, which is tonight. And we have a very special guest with us. She's a stand-up comedian, podcast host. Chuckles. Chuckles, welcome to Walking This Way Impact Force podcast.
Hi, thank you. How's it
Uh,
going?
It's going great. Thank you for taking time out of your productive schedule to hang out with us tonight so we get an in-depth of who you are. I know you are a stand-up comedian, podcast host. You have a lot of great content on your YouTube channel, of course, and you talk about eating and everything, and it's like uncensored, no holds bar, and that's what it's all about. So you have great stuff. I watch. So just go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience that's watching us right now.
Who? Me?
Yeah.
Oh, hi. I'm Chuckles. I got a YouTube channel. It's Chuckles Live, and it's a lot of fun. We just talk about nonsense.
And also, Desiree, you have anything nice, I guess.
So, of course, we watched just like a little bit of a snippet that was in our commercial ad last night of you. So, how long? So, how long have you been doing this total altogether with this podcast that you have?
So I don't really do the podcast anymore. But that was like a 3-year thing, and then I kind of transitioned to stand up, and now I'm just kind of doing the YouTube thing.
Nice.
And how is that coming? I know you have a lot of great content on your YouTube channel. You talk about a lot of things. I know you being a comedian. We know we're in a generation now where everything is so
Mhm.
sensitive. People so offensive about things.
Yeah, it's
So hey,
annoying.
shoot, and he said, so
I
and
I
she was,
can't. I can't deal with it sometimes. I'm just like, you know what? You're looking for conflict or something. I don't know. Like sometimes I'm just like, you're attacking the wrong person. Like I'm not trying to hurt anybody.
and that's the thing about it is when you yourself, is people take offense. I know Desiree, you could vouch for that. It's like when you're being yourself, people take it to a whole nother level.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
but if,
would.
I mean, choosing to see the bad in people is like, and then trying to find bad in people is like,
Yes.
that's like a thing that's personal. Like like I'm responsible for what I say, but not how people want to interpret it. You know?
Yeah, and it makes it because we see that all the time. You see it. I know on your show you see it. You can say something and it's controversial or it's vulgar or it's like in your. How do y'all deal with y'all line of professions being a comedian? How do y'all just go along with the flow of filling everybody out when it comes to just your content?
I mean, it's all some people get it and some people don't. It's but like that's just life in general. Is like not everyone's gonna understand you regardless of how clearly and articulate you communicate it to them. Like some people just don't fucking get it, and like that's okay. You just have to like be okay with not being that universally dad joke friendly type of person, I guess.
Yeah, and I love that. And of course, I was laughing automatically off the bat when you were, talking about how people just don't get it because I have been finding myself feeling the need to apologize for the sensitive people that are being offended by something that really is just not even something offensive. I think it's what you said. Somebody just wants to find the negative, right? And so I'm like always saying, not to offend anybody, or I'm sorry that I offended somebody. When in reality, after I even apologize, I'm like, why the hell did I apologize? Like, I stand by what I said or what I posted. And if you don't like it, just keep on scrolling or,
Yeah, you don't
unfollow.
have to
It's that simple.
watch. Yeah, like you don't have to watch. You can just block the person and never see them again. And that's
Yes.
the greatest thing about the internet. Just like there's so much content that to find. If this isn't your style, then just like you don't need to make like a smear campaign about. You don't need to like do this public like discipline that's redundant. Like you don't like we are adults. You don't need to like teach me anything because chances are, like, I'm 32 years old. I'm not going to learn at this point in my life whatever lessons you're trying to communicate to me. Like, um, but like, there's people who understand it, and like, those are my people. So that's what I try to gravitate towards and create more of.
So I know you have guys that come in your show. How does that be with the male audience? Like I know they try to hit on you, try to like impress themselves upon you. How did that go? Cause I know I have a lot of guys. Cause one episode I showed yesterday where the guy said you was cute, but then he said something about your forehead. That's what like.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean that's just like, okay. So people in the internet versus in real life, like they're just they're different. Like they communicate differently. Like what people say online versus what they'll say to your face is completely, it's just completely different. And it's kind of fun to just like, because chances are I'm never gonna meet these people, and like it's kind of fun. I'll troll back, like we just have fun, like, but I'm not threatened by anybody online because they're not gonna like come to my house and like if they bother me, I'll just block them, right? I mean, I
Right.
don't do that a lot unless I have to, but yeah,
I
it's
think
an
it's
option.
yeah,
Sorry,
and
go
I
ahead.
think it's important to like just not let ourselves get to be sensitive by the comments that come back in.
Mhm.
And and of course it hasn't been until just recently, like in the last couple weeks, that I decided to let my page be an open page. I used to really try to keep it controlled, just especially with what I do as my career, not
Your
wanting
your YouTube or your Instagram?
my no, just like my social media, so Instagram or Facebook. And so
Oh,
then
okay.
when I opened it, then it was like constant, people wanting to say, critiquing things on there, or inboxing me telling me what a bitch I was,
Hmm.
or how I'm such a man hater and stuff. And at first I was like, I felt like I needed to be like, no, I'm not. Like, I literally defend 90% of my clients, probably 95% of them are men that I'm defending all day long. Like, how are you going to sit here and say that shit to me? And then I just get to where I'm like, you know what? F it. Like, I can't.
Yeah, I just
It,
agree with them. I'm just like, I'm on your team, whatever.
I think it's more exhausting for me to have to defend them.
No, it is, because they're just okay. If you start defending yourself, then they're just going to come back at you and it's going to
Mm,
be a back and forth. And that's the content you're going to end up creating, is just like defensive content. And like, that's not really content to me. Like, that's just
Right.
drama. And the people who are needing to redundantly do this disciplinary bullshit, teach you a lesson, like they don't have anything else to talk about other than let's drag this person for indefinitely. Like, and if it wasn't you, it'll be someone else. Like if you decide to remove yourself from those people, you'll see that that's like a pattern of like their creative abilities, is like that's what they have to do for content.
And I think I'm going to go with what she said when she was saying her age. Like, you're not going to teach her. I'm like, maybe that's what I should just be like. I'm going to say, I'll be 44 next month. Like, you're not going to teach me anything. Like,
Yeah,
just,
like it's not
you
your
can't make
job
a
to
change.
teach people on the internet things. Like, it's like if you don't get it, or if you don't like the way that they communicate with people, then just fuck off. Like, sorry, am I allowed to say that here?
yeah, you
Yes.
good,
Okay.
you good, you good. 'Cause
Yeah.
we know that
Yeah.
we're in a time now where people are. Back in the day, you could say stuff to people and just roll off people back.
Yeah, I'm just
And
gonna bring it back. Let's go back and like just like remember the '90s. Like if you watch
yeah,
some of those movies now, like holy, like Austin Powers is like I cannot believe that was like in theaters at one point in time. Like that movie is so sexist and offensive. Like it's hilarious to me, but it's just like, whoa, when did we become so sensitive? Like, it's all in good nature. Like these people aren't trying to be offensive.
right. And that's true because back in when take with comedy, when you had like stand up comedy, you could say anything. You could say from the N word to this to that, and people would laugh. Now it's to the point now, I'm offended. We need to start protesting. We're gonna get you canceled, and it's ridiculous. I want to go back to some time where you can say stuff, people will laugh, don't take offense to it, and just move on. But now it's like,
I think the reaction, honestly, is what creates this. Like the fact that we care enough to apologize to these people gives them the ammunition to believe that their complaints are valid. Like, whereas like if we kind of conditioned them to just like this is the normal, like they would probably get over it.
And I believe that it's a war with everything now. It's like male versus female war. It's
Yeah.
like you said, it's a back and forth thing, and what's the point of going back and forth with it? Like you said, just agree to okay. I mean,
Yeah, let's
you have a
agree
right
to
to your
disagree and move on with our lives. But
I
no,
think
like,
I think I post that a lot. I'm just like agree to disagree. Like just agree to disagree because I'm not gonna I don't want to waste my time. And just like the comment across the screen saying that people are so sensitive about everything these days. I can if I post a word that says like shit or ass, it's like my inbox blows up of people saying, either that's not ladylike or why would you want to put something like that on social media? I'm like, because it's a word. Like,
yeah, who cares?
like
It's
you
funny.
don't hear it all the time, get over it. But then, I do have to kind of be a little bit mindful of what I can post only because I do represent,
Yeah. And that's the beauty of having nothing is I'm not representing anybody.
you just represent yourself. I know
like
you have.
like Furman, I don't know if you saw I don't know if you were on at the beginning. She asked me what I did and I told her what I did for a living and she's like, "Oh, so you got your shit together?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, it sounds
really.
like it. It does. I mean, that's good. I hope to, get there one day. I don't know if it'll happen. I keep getting fired. It's probably because of my mouth, but yeah. I
mean,
think
hey,
eventually we'll
Here's the
condition
best
everybody.
part about it, I think, for me is that, veterans are not offended if you happen to say a bad word. They're like, listen, you do realize that we've heard everything you could possibly come up
Right?
with.
There's
So,
like people dying. Like that's what you should be concerned about is like, like how are we going to feed hungry people? Not like how are we going to cancel someone over a word? Like it's fucking weird. Like I don't get it.
yeah, because sometimes I'll do something and I'll be like, shit. And then I'll look at the veteran and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. And then they'll be like, really? Like, no, we're
Yeah.
not, offended by that. And Keisha in the comments is saying, hey, good people. So thank you, Keisha, for also logging on
Hi.
and joining us today.
Yeah, because that's what it's like. And then the thing about it is, that makes it they have to go home with these people, and they don't have to go home with nobody at all. It's like they feel like they mandated or mandatory to go
Yeah.
home, but you have to go home with them. It's like everybody go their separate ways.
Yeah, totally.
What's probably been the most offensive thing that you found that you did, like something that you aired?
I cannot like okay, so I mean, I don't even want to say it because like I don't even want to like because I feel like there's people who are gonna find you and like tell you anyway. Like okay, so I had this girl on my panel once, and like, well, I've had her on multiple times. She's a really good friend of mine. Her name's Rue, and somebody sent her an email with just like the most toxic like lies about me, and like it just wasn't even true, and like she saw right through that bullshit, which is like, refreshing when somebody is out there like recruiting haters who,
Right.
you're approaching my friends, people who I have like talked to outside of YouTube, and like, I have her consistently on my panels. Like she's a good friend of mine. But like, how are you going to reach out to this person and send her an email just saying like, she told her that I'm racist, and I'm like, dude, how would that doesn't even make sense. Like if you're my friend and I enjoy your company and I have you on my panel, how would that make me racist? I can't even like, that's race baiting. Like you're just coming after me for everything. So like, it's just like people don't understand like certain jokes. I think that's what it is, because I never say anything with like ill intention. Like I would never well, I don't say never, like it is, but I try to make it very clear when it's like I'm attacking someone versus when I'm joking around.
Yeah, and I totally get that, and I think that's my thing. Is like I'm very unfiltered about things. I'm very raw. But here's the deal: is that whatever I post is exactly how I would be if I was having a conversation with somebody. And so it's not like I'm, being one person on social media.
Yeah,
and
I don't
then-
have a different face
Yeah.
for social, like, and I've never, and I see same with at work, which is probably why I can't keep my jobs. But like, I don't do this whole like political correctness. Like, I think it's bullshit. Like, I think that everyone has flaws, and when you present yourself as somebody who's like this holy roller, like, I'm a God's angel type of hero. I don't fucking know what they're trying to do, but like, I think it's more brave if you're able to just express who you are with all of your imperfections as well.
Yeah, it makes sense because people just they're just so scared to be themselves. It's like they have to be something they're not. They have to put this mask on instead of just taking the mask off and just be themselves.
Exactly. It's really unfortunate because people can't relate to that. Like, people can't relate to fake people. You're not going to be able to, like, really get. I don't know. A lot of people, and especially on YouTube and stuff too, is like they'll present themselves as like some kind of hero, and it's like you're not like doing God's work. Anybody who says you're doing God's work is like, I don't like, you're not helping anything by like giving someone that feedback. And I mean, I joke about it. Like, I'll say I'm doing God's work as a joke because I think it's hilarious. But no one does God's work. That's God's work. Like, no one is better than anybody else on like, some kind of ethical hierarchy. Like, we're just people.
Yeah, and that's it. Just people. Let me ask you this: how do you get the name? How do you go by the Chuckles? So how did that name come about?
Okay, so it started with like last summer. I produced my own comedy show, and it was like on a yacht, and I was like, well, I have to brand it and everything. So I started advertising with the name Chuckleheads. So that's what my channel used to be called, Chuckleheads. And then I just started doing live streams like in the chat, and then it kind of got shortened to Chuckles by one of the creators on YouTube. So I was like, you know what, I can work with Chuckles, and I just condensed it.
and I said it's awesome. Really, I found out about you, Chuck. You had called in on the show on YouTube, and that's how I ended up finding you on YouTube.
That's
and
so
on
funny.
Instagram.
Yeah, no, I remember that. That was pretty funny. Actually, I had like a lot of troll friends on YouTube for some reason. Like, we just get each other, but like, we're the good trolls. Like, we're just like, I think that we're funny, whereas like, we're not trying to bully anybody. We just trying to get like laughs. We're not trying to get laughs at someone's expense. Like, we're trying to laugh with them. Everybody's inside of the joke. But they were really cool on that show. It was fun. Actually, my friend had called in earlier and he got hung up on, but I was able to win everybody. So that was pretty, like, that's a successful troll, or to me. I know it's not like technically trolling is like when you're supposed to make people rage quit, but like, I like to make people like rage happy and like leave laughing or something, like, I don't like to make anybody upset.
I know. On the show, you had mentioned something about your asses. When I see asses, you saying something about your ass and stuff. That when you,
I got so many like people who started following me from just that shit. Like, it was so funny to me.
Like, really? They just stopped.
I was just fucking around. Yeah, it's just, I just say things sometimes without thinking, and then sometimes it comes out funny, and sometimes people hate me.
But you know what? It's that you're yourself, and when you're yourself, people gravitate towards you when you're yourself. And especially being in your profession, it's like, okay, I want to make people laugh. I want to make people feel good. Because you don't know what a person may be going through, dealing with. But by you just saying things, putting great content together to just make their day. And that's what's the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. Like, it's not always like 100%. I don't land every joke I say, but like, I'm still gonna say on the off chance that someone does laugh. And if I can make like one person, like, if I can make their day, versus like, that's the goal. Is like,
who says that all the time? I say that all the time. I'm like, if one person, even if 20 people get offended, like, if one person, if it changed their day for them, that it was freaking worth me posting the shit, right? Because
exactly.
that one
There's so much
could have been
toxic shit on the internet. There's so much toxic shit. Like, there's so many people who are out, like, people watch true crime. Why is that a genre of entertainment? Like, why do people watch this shit? Like, it's horrible. Like, why? I don't understand it. Like, that's weird.
Now listen, I like some. I like
I know
some
we all watch it.
I
Like,
think
I'm not
I like
judging
it. I like
anybody who
trying to-
does watch it, but like, there's
like
something
trying to solve this
intriguing
shit.
about it. Yes, but like, it is somebody's trauma that we are creating entertainment from. So, I do feel guilty every time I watch it. It doesn't prevent me from watching it. It doesn't make me judge other people for watching it. But like, it's just yeah, it's weird.
It's weird. So let's go ahead and take this to, I know chapter 1. This is something you had sent me. Chapter 1, Born Under the Golden Sun. So take us
Yeah.
to the beginning.
California.
Of who Chuckles is.
California? Are you in California too?
Yes,
Both of you?
yes.
What part?
So I was born in Auburn, California, and then lived most of my time in like the like Grass Valley and San Francisco area, and then moved to Texas.
Oh, okay. So you're in Texas now?
Yeah, I'm in Texas now.
What about you?
Oh, I'm in Texas also.
Oh, you guys are you guys like together, like in the same house?
Uh-uh.
Like, I didn't know if you guys were in different rooms podcasting, or I don't know. That's you just coincidence. You guys. Well, I guess everyone's moving to Texas now. It's not that weird.
What?
Well,
Really? Go ahead.
And we both work like, so he obviously works in the judicial system. So do I. So, but we just happen to, he actually had so I'm a board member of a few different organizations. He invited our board to come on to speak.
You like really
No.
have your shit together.
I got my face. I really
I
don't.
feel unqualified for this conversation.
Oh, wow.
Board meetings. That sounds scary.
And so he had me come on, and then we just kind of like just clicked, and I don't have issues speaking, in public. I'm very good at, I don't get embarrassed or whatever. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll come on and do it. And so, but we don't actually live even in the same cities, but we work in the same city. I just commute into work. And so that's how we came about being on the show, is from me actually being a guest one day.
From work. That's right. Technically, this is like you guys know each other from work. Yeah.
Well, I work for the city of Dallas, and he works.
I work for
don't know if he
the
wants-
county.
Yeah.
I work for the Dallas County. Okay, well, how did it came
You guys
about?
both still are hooked up with like good retirement plans and stuff.
Yeah.
Health insurance, all that,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
You
Yeah.
get benefits. Somebody want to marry me? I'm just kidding.
Let me ask you this. Let's talk about the dating scene. So, are you currently dating, single?
No, I'm a comedian, so like we don't.
So, are you married to your
Yeah.
work?
Look, she'd start laughing. She'd start laughing in the middle of sex. He'd be like, "What the hell?" She'd be thinking.
Yeah, no, I'll like start making jokes. Like it's
Look
it's
at you.
bad. Like I can't take anything seriously, so it's probably bad. Like if I try to do something serious, it never works out for me. I mean, maybe I'm not ready, or maybe I just like will never happen. I want a puppy like really bad. That's my goal. So, what about you guys?
So not married, and I do have a puppy. I have a pit bull. Well, she's not
Yeah,
really a
that's
puppy.
the goal.
She'll be 2 in
That's the goal.
she'll be 2 in July, and she is. I adopted her from the Dallas Animal Shelter last
Why
August.
isn't she on your lap with you?
Oh, she normally is, isn't she,
Okay.
Herman? She's normally
Yeah,
like
she normally
she has
is.
to have her head all up in the screen and shit. But I told her
Aw.
to lay her ass down, and so she's on my bed, and so I have a couch in my bedroom as well. So I just sit on the couch, and she sits on the bed and has to watch me. And so, but no, I've got grown kids in their 20s. Got a grandbaby that'll be 2 this month,
Oh wow.
and
So you already did that whole kids
Yeah.
stuff.
yep, did the kids stuff. Now I'm just
Yeah.
taking care of a dog.
I think I'm gonna miss that window of opportunity, which is fine. Like I'm okay with it. That's they're expensive and stuff.
Look at their expensive. Mine are my best friends. So especially my oldest
Yeah.
one. I miss it. I wish sometimes they'd go back to. I would love to have just one more season of them playing sports. Like I really do. Even if it means sitting out there in the freezing cold rain. I miss those days with them. But now they're at a fun age where you can actually go, and now they're kind of your designated drivers, right? So you kind of just say, listen, like you got to stay sober enough to get us home.
Yeah, I'm my mom's designated dog sitter. She lives like a couple hours north of me, so I like this weekend. I'm really excited. I'm gonna be dog sitting. I actually have to clean my house for the dog. I
She's
love
not
that
gonna clean
dog.
the house for the dog.
No, I
What?
do. Like I don't want him to come here to like a messy house. But yeah,
She's
I've
preparing.
yes, I have.
Prepared.
I've live streamed with him before, and I'll put my phone like facing my bed, and then I'll like do it from my computer. So he just like lays there, doesn't say anything, but I think he adds nice touch to the live stream.
And that's I think that, like I said, with me, I don't have any children. I just turned 41 back in April, so it's just really just me, myself, and I. So I
Say hi.
just work and do the show and
Oh,
Look, come
puppy!
say hi. Come on.
just.
She's trying to get her fat ass up on the couch.
Oh my God, she's so cute.
Come say hi. Come say
I
hi.
love dogs.
She is.
I wish
she
I
is.
had mine.
You know, she's amazing to come home to. So, she's a little.
I would
spoiled.
never leave though. Like when I have my mom's dog, like I don't leave, like because I just want him to be with me the whole time.
Oh, she gets separation anxiety whenever I leave.
Yeah.
Like, she knows immediately. Like if she sees me grab shoes, or she knows my morning routine. So as soon as she sees me, like finishing up makeup, she already is like
Aw.
like chasing me around, and she likes to paw at you. But now she sleeps with me every night. Like she has to spoon.
Yeah.
She keeps her head on the pillow, and
Aw.
she sleeps right like the same way I do. And she'll spoon. And if I move back away from her, she'll back up and spoon her ass up to me a little bit more. She has to be touching you while she's sleeping, and so she was a great adoption. I definitely recommend adopting.
Yeah, my mom adopted, and I love that dog so much. She got him during COVID, and he's like so well behaved.
What kind of dog is it?
He's just a mutt. Like he's just a mix.
Mm.
Well, he's adopted, so I mean, I think he's part pit, but he's also like part like shepherd and I don't know, a bunch of stuff.
Well, see,
super
and I
cute.
got her. Obviously, pits are so hard to get rehoused. People are scared, especially if you don't get them as babies. You don't
It's
know what they're
because of the
gonna do.
media, but like here's the thing is like they'll protect you too, you know, like the media rarely like shows any of that shit, like when an intruder breaks in and like the pit bull like will tear his head off. Like that's what they should be promoting on the news, you know, not like pit bull attacks random neighbor for no reason. Like that's what they'll show you instead.
Yeah, and and there's so many of them that are getting euthanized. So I was like, I'm definitely going to get another pit. My ex had a pit, so I said we'll get another one. And I watched her for a couple weeks on their website, and she just had a litter of puppies, and they didn't want to keep her. They just wanted to keep the puppies, so they tossed her, and she was going through postpartum. And then, of course, they at the Dallas Animal Shelter they will they fix your dog before you
Yeah,
get
they do that
adopted.
for
They
everyone.
microchip it and give them all their shots and all that kind of good stuff, and the adoption's free. So
Oh wow,
she got-
that's cool.
yeah, so for free she got to we saved her life, and we renamed her. She was Coco whenever I picked her up, and then I switched her to Karma because Karma is a bitch, and really
And-
she's my spirit animal. So
I love it. I love it. I hope
Hey,
you get
that's-
another one.
I
listen,
love
my
dogs,
my
too.
son is begging me to have another one. He's like, she needs a playmate.
Yeah, well, to hang out with when you're not, although they are hard to walk when you have two of them, it's kind of difficult.
Oh,
That's
she's
the only
just
thing.
she's hard anyway. She's gained so much weight. Like, I mean, she's blown up since I've gotten her. But I mean, I do make her gravy every morning to put on her food. So I can
You're a good
understand
mom.
why she's, got a little bit of weight on her. But if I do chicken breast at night for dinner, I fix two, one for me, one for her.
Yeah.
And
That's
she gets
my mom has this like farmer's direct like frozen like gourmet meals for the dog, and the dog will like go and eat shit like outside, like try to eat some like another dog's poop. And it's like you have gourmet like homemade meals that I have to warm up in the microwave, and he has like this good guts sprinkles and probiotics. I hope he lives forever, honestly.
seriously, Mama. Sit down. Okay,
That's the only thing
Hey.
is they die, and I hate to bring it there, but I hate
I
it.
know that's just the hardest thing. You
Can you be
love 'em.
attached to them?
You love them
Yeah,
like
I
they're
know.
your. People are like, how can you say that's like your kid? I'm like, no. She goes everywhere. She'll go ride and
I
watch
know.
sunsets.
I got matching pajamas with mine, so
Yeah, she's
He doesn't
pretty.
really like them.
Matching pajamas.
Yeah, we got flannels for the
Okay.
holidays. Although he doesn't really like it, so he likes to be naked, I guess.
But you know what? They're good to have. I love dogs myself. They are good to have around the house, and they do look out for you. You know, they gonna make sure you're gonna be protected at all
Oh
costs.
yeah, no, like he'll come and sit in a little on the mat in in the bathroom while I'm in the shower. Like he'll just sit there.
Oh, I can't pee. I cannot pee in peace at all.
Yeah,
Like she comes and sits right in front of the
yeah.
toilet while I'm peeing, and I'm like, "Do you have to watch me?" Like
But
while
like
I'm.
if a human did that, I would not be okay with it. Like that is not the kind of like bond I ever want with a person.
Like, but yeah, she'll just sit there right at your
Just sitting there
feet,
watching you just pee.
and she just
Just
watches you pee.
Yeah,
She just sits there and looks at you, and she'll tilt her little
people
head.
piss me off. Like, but dogs never. It's so weird.
Look
Like
at
you know what it
clingy
is.
people. I hate
She's like,
clingy
"Excuse
people,
me."
but I love clingy dogs.
Oh, this one is about as needy as I've ever seen a dog, and I love it just because she sets aside that whole thing of where they think that they're so aggressive. Like she thinks she's a lap dog, and
Yeah, I like
you know,
that.
she can't sit in the back seat of the car. She has to sit in the front seat. She thinks that, and then the damn seatbelt thing keeps going off, so I always have to.
Oh, I got him a car seat. My mom's dog, like I got him like this car because like I could tell when I would like step on the brakes and stuff when I was driving with him, like he would just like I can tell that's why he gets car sick too, is because he's flying all over the place and he sits on the floor and I could tell it was like not comfortable for him. So it's like this box and it like goes on the
Yeah.
seat. Yeah. So we're gonna try it out when I go pick him up on Friday. I think
Hey,
he'll
let's
like
talk
it.
about the rebel years and that chapter 2.
Oh yeah, they're still going on actually. I don't think I've ever like learned I mean yeah, they're still happening.
Yeah, 'cause I know you said high school probably strives the best years of your life, but for you it was a storm twice. Just take us. So what was that about? The storms and stuff.
The storms?
Hmm.
Like what do you mean?
Yeah, I know you say about the best of your life, but for me, it was a trembling storm twice. I was expelled. So
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've just been through some shit. I think that's why like I'm not that sensitive about words. You know, like that's why I just want to laugh now is because like once you've been through like real shit, then this like petty shit doesn't really matter, you know?
Agree.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
I,
like you have to like go through trauma and in order to really understand like what is important, I think.
so when you was in school, you were most like the loner, stay to yourself. Was you like the class clown, or you just really just stay to yourself?
You know, I actually read my like high school yearbook, well one of them recently and like there was a lot of like you're the funniest person I know. So like guess I was always like a class clown type of person, but I was like I wouldn't say that I was a loner. I was more of like a drifter. Like I didn't have like a clique of people, but I did socialize with everybody. I would just kind of walk around with my stoner friend and do my rounds. And then in high school, I started like smoking weed and stuff. I don't smoke weed anymore, but in high school I did, and I got expelled a couple times for it. And then
And so, what
yeah,
state are you in now?
California.
Oh, you're
I
still
know
there.
it's like legal here, but I still don't do it anymore. It gives me anxiety now for some reason. Now that it's legal, it makes no sense. So
Well, it's all about money, so they've got to make money. So it's a money thing. Hey, let's make money off of it. That's what they're doing, making money. So
they were
was you
probably
always
making money before though, too,
Oh,
right?
yeah. So was you
Like
always a free thinker? No, always question things. I know a lot of time when you growing
yes.
up, you weren't supposed to question when it came to religion or anything. So was you always that free thinker, question everything?
Yeah, absolutely. And then like I've always been a very curious person too. Like when I was a little kid and I've always been like a hands-on learner. And I think people like just interpret that as like, someone who's defiant or has ADHD, but it's like that's just like my learning style. Like for example, when I was a little kid, I remember this too. I was sitting in like my little stroller and my mom, like we were at the mall and she walked up to an elevator, and she was like, "Don't put your fingers in the elevator." And I like literally thought she was fucking with me. Like for some reason, I was like, "Oh, she's being funny or sarcastic." I don't know why I thought this as like a little kid in a stroller, but I put my fingers in it. She had to yank my hands out. So it's like that's kind of the like how it's always been. It's like you're going to have to tell me like why not to do something, not just like don't do something, you know?
Yeah. And that makes sense because a lot of times people tell you don't do it, then you have to, well, why not do it?
Yeah,
Or
it makes you curious. Like, and if you're a curious person, like you're just going to do it.
and that comes from the passing on from their parents, and it passes on from generation to generation. Somebody break the algorithm to explain, okay, this is why you shouldn't do it, the ins out do's and don'ts. That has to come with that too. It's just like, well, I was taught not to do this. Well, why not? Well, they told me not to do it. So
Yeah, but a
it,
lot of people just don't even think about it twice, you know? And that's kind of like confusing and scary to me. Like it's like you're not even going to question these things, you're just going to accept them. About everything in general, you know, like about people, like those smear campaigners. It's like you're not even going to go and check out their content, see if any of that is true. You know, like you're just going to take somebody's word because
So many
I
people
don't
do
know.
that though. It's
I,
ridiculous.
but then it's like I don't even want those people around me anyway, because it's like you are so easily influenced, and like I'm not trying to create this body of like sheep that I control. Like I don't want any part of that. Like I want to create more free thinkers, if anything.
yeah, it makes sense. The guy that Jim Jones, cult like mentality that goes on today, which you see it more and more on social media. Don't question anything. Just go with the flow. I'll tell you to do this because I know. It's like when it comes to, and then I quote unquote, when it comes to religion. A lot of times people's not going to question the pastor. Well, that's the pastor. He knows what he's talking about. But he can say something wrong and people just go right along with it. Well, and it's that programming.
Hmm.
It's like they're tight like that. Well, me and God, we talk like that. We're like me having a conversation, so they get people to think like, oh man, him and God already talk to each other like we're talking right
It's
now.
hierarchy and ego, and like it's bullshit. Like, cause all of the people who watch who are subscribed to me, they'll fucking tell me like if I say something that they don't like or whatever it is. I mean, I try to tell them to not say that's not funny, because funny is a very subjective thing, and I just don't think it's a productive thing to say out loud to anybody about anything. It's kind of like saying you're ugly. Like it's not nice, and it's not actually universal. Like it's not a fact. So it bothers me when people say that. It's kind of a trigger for me.
Well,
But yeah, other than that, like people, I don't think people think of me as like a superior, because I don't try to like create that kind of superiority complex. Like I don't need people telling me I'm doing God's work. It's like I just want people to participate and have fun, and like that's what they're doing, so I like it.
and that's what it's all about, Chuckles. Them being upset, and liking what you're doing, and just be themselves. And a lot of times people don't like to be challenged. They want us to go
Hmm.
along to get along. Complex.
Yeah, but that's not creating diversity, you know, like you're creating one opinion, and you could be creating a bunch of different opinions from different perspectives, and like I just like the diversity, I guess.
I
Yeah.
like to play devil's advocate a lot.
I do that too. Like, and I do that even without intention. I'll just be like, well, why? You know, and that bothers people. So,
You say you mentioned playing the devil app. I mean, I know you put stuff out there just to get people attention. Like they have to say something
mhm.
just to get something going. It's like people talking about with Trump. Trump do things to get people riled up. Like he does this stuff for entertainment purposes, because he
Yeah.
knows that people is just gonna fly off the handle with it. Because he gets a kick out of it.
I mean, it's confusing to me, because it's like I do care, like kind of what people think. Like I understand, like in reality, I'm not gonna be able to make 100% of the people laugh or 100% of the people happy. Like I get that, but you know, it's still kind of it kind of sucks when you've spent so much time trying to like clarify something, but then you know they just kind of pick and choose what they hear, and they're not really listening. It's like it's a weird thing. Politics, I don't really. There's so much that goes on behind closed doors. I don't understand how people can create these judgments about people that they haven't really gotten to know.
Yeah, you hit the nail. Didn't get to know. Once again, it's going back where being reprogrammed where you shouldn't go along with this. It's like, for example, like let's
Yeah,
talk
but
about
that's like, what about Hitler? Nobody questioned him.
yeah. Or if you of a black person say that they're a Republican, they look at them crazy. Or if
Actually, Rue, my best, like one of my really good YouTube friends, she's a Republican and black.
but and then when they get like that, you can be whatever you want to be. You can choose whatever party
You're
you
a
want to participate.
person and you
Right.
identify with a political party. It doesn't have anything to do with race. Like,
And that's the thing about it. It's really stupid because they mix that in with race. Like,
yeah,
you can
no,
do whatever
that's
you wanna-
racist. That's race baiting to me. Like, that would be a racist thing to say because that's like, how are you going to affiliate race and politics? Like, they're two different things.
Yeah, because it's people just have to. It's crazy. Desiree, you want to have anything?
No, because I don't talk politics at all. Like it's.
I
just
don't
not
like
my thing.
politics either. I don't like racism either. Like, I don't like identifying people in such a way that it's gonna create race. Like, Rue calls it race baiting. Basically, it's like when you
Right.
take it and you associate it with something that's not related to it. Like, it's bullshit, and I think that that's more racist than most racial things. But I don't know.
I mean, I just try to avoid it all together. I mean, and
Yeah,
obviously
that's a
with my
good
job,
idea.
With
Yeah.
my job, it's political nonstop, and I stay silent. And it doesn't mean my silence means I agree with you. Doesn't mean I
Yeah.
disagree with you.
No,
it just means that doesn't affect how I serve my defendants. So I don't have any reason to.
You don't have to comment on it. I'm learning this too. It's like there's not everything needs a response, because sometimes there's no response that's going to like fulfill anybody or whatever it is. It's like I'm not even in a position to say anything.
Yeah,
Right. And I also just think sometimes whenever you get people into it, then you're talking more about the political stuff versus what are we actually here to do? What was our original
Exactly.
agenda?
What is the goal of
And so
this
I'm like,
conversation or
now
whatever?
we just wasted hours talking about shit that
That's
I could have
shit,
already
yeah.
been back to the house. Like I don't have time for the bullshit. And
Mm-hmm.
so I just don't. But I think it's one of those things to where, even like you were saying earlier, that you didn't have like your little clique in school. Like I never did. Like I wanted to be nice to everybody. I want, whether you were on the jocks or you were the cheerleaders, whether you were the outsiders, you could have been. And I was just nice to everybody. I was just like, why? Like I'm not any better than anybody. And you never know what somebody's going through. That person who looks like they have their shit all together could completely be having the worst fucking life outside of school. And I know I was that person. I smiled every fucking day whenever inside there was so much stuff that was going on at home. And so I just don't judge people. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care who the hell you voted for. Like, that's your choice. You're entitled to your opinion. Doesn't mean your opinion's right. Doesn't mean your opinion's wrong. Let's just get our job done. Let's be nice to each other. And why do we have to have so much conflict and drama all the time?
It's like
always
people
messy.
thrive on that shit though. It's annoying. I try
does,
to
yeah.
not like if I notice there's a pattern with someone, I'll just whatever. Like I'll just be like, all right, I'm not gonna say anything to you or about you or with you. Like there's just certain people where it's like you have to know when it is appropriate to like try to resolve something, and then when it would be more effective to just cut them off, right?
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
And I will say though, it's hard. Like I'm so used to, I want to, like I
Yeah,
use
I want
my
to
damn
be an
voice.
advocate for people. Yeah,
right.
I love
And
people.
I also use
Yeah.
my voice. So even like if you're coming at me, it's hard for me sometimes because I'm like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no, motherfucker, I'm gonna tell you, like,
No, because you're a human. We're
right,
all
I'm like, you're
human.
not gonna say that shit. You're not gonna sit here and accuse me of something that I clearly did not intend
I
or
know.
that I'm not
If-
doing.
Well, unless you're a psychopath, you're gonna care to a
And
level
so
of,
it's hard. You gotta just know when it's worth the effort to voice your opinion and when it's just better to let them look like a fucking idiot. So I just choose to let them look like an idiot. And I'm like, you believe what? Because sometimes here's the deal: you can sit there and explain yourself over and over. You can actually
Yeah, if
show
somebody's not
evidence.
listening, they're not
Right.
listening.
You can show the evidence to them, and guess what? They're so stuck on what
I
they
know.
said.
They won't even see it. Yeah, they won't see it. You can present, and that's the thing too. Is like a lot of these truth advocates is like just because you're telling someone the truth and you're showing them the truth doesn't mean they're gonna accept it.
Right.
If they're not ready to accept it, who are you to like shove it in somebody's face redundantly like that?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't force it on nobody. You know, that's what I
Yeah,
don't
that's
like
how it
either.
should be. But there's
They be
people
trying
who
to
are
force
just
it on
very,
people.
they're
Like, whatever you do, that's your business. But don't try to force it on me
yeah,
to
like,
make me accept. They're gonna call people to rebel anyway. Cause you're forcing to sell something that they don't want to sell. Like, whatever you do, that's you. But those don't force it on me. If that makes sense.
no, that's exactly how I try to be too. It's like I put stuff out there. If you like it, you enjoy it, great. If you don't, I'm not gonna come after you. And like even when people come after me, I might say something about it, but it's like I'm not gonna create a 2-hour thing about it because I'm not gonna make like a series of episodes about it because that's just not. I don't have any desire to like smear campaign. Like I don't like doing
Right.
it.
Right. It's a waste of time, waste of energy, and we could be doing something with that
Yeah,
time
we
and that
could be
energy.
like programming robots and stuff. Like we could be doing like we could be curing cancer, you know, like this. I mean, or we could just be talking shit, like
Yeah, and that's and that's what it's all about. You know, you mentioned somebody getting knowing someone. That's what it's all about when I'm saying you getting to know someone. Um, get to know a person for who they are. And, you know,
yeah. I don't take
got
people's opinions with any
right.
type of validity. Like for example, I let somebody in my Discord server. And somebody sent me a DM about this person, and then somebody else said something directly in the thread, and I was like, hey, this means nothing to me. Like they've been nice to me. Why would I tell them to not be here? You know, like and that's a very painful thing sometimes is like when somebody tells you something, warns you about someone, and then you later on figure it out. But I would rather give people the benefit of the doubt than
Yeah.
judge them.
Yeah.
That is me completely. I'm just like, or I'm like, people be like, do you know what that person's past is? You know what they've,
Yeah, I don't care.
what kind of trouble they've been in, or things like, and I'm like, you know what? And that's also their past. You think that we don't all grow? I've
Yeah.
grown
You're a-
so much from who I was even just last year. So what I might have been
Yeah.
last year to who I am today is completely different. So who's to say that I should sit there and hold,
Yeah.
somebody like accountable for shit that is done and over with? I just don't have time for that kind of shit. in my life.
Especially with like words like on the internet and stuff. It's like I don't really take things that seriously.
I mean, I have I have one friend who he comments like let's be honest, he is an asshole to me on social media, but I know his sense of humor. I know that that's just who he is. And I'll get DMs all the time. Like, why do you let him be so disrespectful to you? He is such a smart ass. And the truth of the matter is like, we'll be texting on the back end. And
Yeah, that's
be
that's
like,
me too. It's like
Yeah, and he'll
I'm a
be like-
real. I'll talk shit to your face, but I'll also like give you like the type of advice or whatever it is that I know about what. Like I'm a very transparent and honest person. I have good intentions for people, and I will if I see something like I'll let the other person know like, hey, what you're doing is not productive, and I didn't want you to be happy. So
that, or
that's the only-
it's just even like, I think he does it too, just because he knows there's going to be people on there that want to be that little.
Oh yeah, that's it's the devil's advocate like
Yeah.
trait, and I think that like we get it.
But if he happens to watch this, I'm just going to say he's an asshole. So no,
Yeah, no, and I think
his
I know
personality is
somebody
just
exactly.
his
like that.
personality is just a dick. Let's be honest. But he's still good for it. Like, it's okay. I got it.
I think a lot of it boils down to intention. It's like if you can tell that they're trying to be malicious about it and deceptive, like that's not good. But if they're trying to just be ironic and witty, like that's good. And a lot of people can't differentiate, and like they're stupid.
Well, yeah, it is. You're right. Chuckles, tell us how can we? No, I know you have a lot of content on YouTube. So when can people catch your content? When can they subscribe and follow you on your YouTube channel?
I go live like almost every day. And my channel's it's Chuckles Live. But if you just type in Chuckles, I think it comes up there. I'm like wearing a beret on the picture. Yeah, I go live every day. There's not really a specific schedule yet. I'm still trying to figure out the best time that works with, a global audience type thing. But it's growing. It's fun, and I try to get my listeners to participate because that's fun for me.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, I watched a couple of your episodes. They really are really good.
Thank you.
Engaging. A lot of the audience they do engage.
I mean, not always, but sometimes it's fun. Sometimes I'll be able to like get some clips from it. It's good stuff.
But it's all about building your brand and building your business with it. Whatever all the good stuff to just really make those around you come in contact with. Say, you know what, you really made my day. So, did you always want to do stand up comedy? That's something you
No.
always.
No, it's a very last resort for me. I think that that's
He got
the
fired. Did you not tell?
Yeah, I've been fired from so many jobs. It's ridiculous. Like, I think that's something, like, I would have never gone to college if I was going to just go and, like, be poor.
What'd you go to college for?
It's funny. I have a bachelor's of science in communications and a minor in organizational leadership, which is a pretty pointless degree, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I kind of say all the time, like, I wouldn't have went into debt getting a master's in social work if I knew I could just sell, like, my feet or armpits on OnlyFans and make more money.
Yeah, I wish that they would have taught me, like, how to effectively market for this type of business. Like, they don't teach you shit. Like, I felt like the leadership minor was just like, hey, be a good person and you will do well. Like, that was like, I was like, this is good. I like this. And like, you get into this corporate context and it's just like, everyone's fighting against each other and like, they're not working for the same organization. Like, it's so weird. I don't get it. I feel like we live in a time that's, great.
And so, I know being a comedian, I know what women are in being you are in that male. You're not funny.
Yep.
I would say that
a
now,
lot.
but
Right?
do y'all get a lot of I know
like, you're not listening.
But I know, do y'all get they want you to focus more on their sexual, like your body and. 'cause
Yeah, but I don't want to like. So what I have that filter. Like, I have these filters. Like, here, this is what I do to try to like get people to listen. I'll just turn into like a piece of pasta, and I'm like, hey, look, let's take all the sexualized stuff out of the equation. I'm pasta. Now, will you listen to me? So this is what I like to do sometimes. If people are just like saying stuff about my 5 head or like whatever, I'll just be pasta and then we can. I feel like people never say anything insulting when I'm a piece of pasta. It's like my shield against shallow people. Do you not like it?
It's cool. It's different.
Look, instead I just say, I'm like, it is what it is. Like, you think I don't know if my forehead looks big?
Yeah,
right
like,
now.
I'm the most critical person, insecure person. Like, you don't need to tell me about any imperfections that I have. I'm very aware.
Right, I wake up every damn day. Okay? I see myself every day. You only see me on here for how long, right?
There's probably imperfections that I have not pointed out to you that you haven't discovered yet.
That means you gotta be smart, looking really, really hard to look for them. But
Yeah.
people look for stuff. Like, they just waste their whole life looking for something.
Well, what do they think? I'm gonna get off the internet and be like, I'm never going on the internet again. I'm sad. Like, what do they think is gonna like be the outcome of this?
It just, they look for something. It's like, well, you did this wrong, or you said this wrong, or
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, move the fuck on. Like, I'm over it. Like, why can't you get over? Like, I feel like, especially with like dudes, I feel like it's very weird. It's like a very weird, because usually guys are the ones that are like, all right, bro, let's be buddies again type thing. Like, they don't hold as much grudges, I feel like, as women. Or is that just my opinion?
No, that is
Okay.
that is so factual. And I was having this conversation last night about like how women are just so damn catty and so judgmental. And really, I find that like sometimes when I post something, if it's a woman coming at me, I'm just like, you're just pissed off because you didn't post it your damn self, because
Yeah.
you didn't have the courage to do that, or whatever it is. Like, that's what you're really salty about. It's not about what I said, because what I said is the freaking truth. Or, And so I'm just like, you're so sensitive, but it's really just because they want to post that shit themselves. They're not brave enough. They're worried about what everybody in the world's going to think and say about them. I post things that I know can open up a door for conversation that maybe isn't appropriate or that is, to be discussed. But I also, on the back end of things, like, I'm still mindful of the fact, again, where I work. So I don't want to do anything that's going to go back and have me called into the principal's office.
Well,
but,
you just need to get one of these pasta filters, and then you can say whatever the fuck you want.
No, because here's the deal. Like, I'm looking at this pasta, and I just want to go
hungry?
eat some pasta, but I'm not going to eat pasta because I was just saying last night, I'm working with this friend that I met on social media.
I do this for my Black Friday.
Okay,
I love watermelon.
I might be watermelon. But she's definitely going to be working with me on getting that a little bit more security instead of being so insecure on things. And so I'll be working with her starting Friday, and she's with Precise Flow. And so I got to be not eating any more pasta, she says.
Okay.
I love watermelon.
Well, this is like a healthier choice right here.
Yeah.
So
I eat watermelon all day long.
I know. I'm just kidding.
I love watermelon. I really do. So hey, that's like
I love watermelon too, but there is a stereotype that exists that's kind of funny to me. I don't know. I just think sometimes stereotypes can be funny, and like I'm a Jew, so you guys can make all the Jew jokes in the world. I don't mind. I think they're funny as well.
Yeah. So, like I said, you doing your content. How do you go about your creativity? That it just like flows on top of your head?
Sorry, just to backtrack really quick. There was a quote that I heard, and it said, "You're never going to be criticized by somebody who is doing better than you."
I believe that because misery loves company.
Well, yeah, because people who are critical, like they're not doing it shit. They're just being critical. Like that's their only contribution. But I liked that. Sorry, but where does my creativity come from? Well, I think I've always been like a very creative person, and it's basically just other people just trigger whatever it is that I'm gonna say. Like we'll be talking about something, and it'll remind me of something, and that's just basically how it goes.
So do guys find you intimidating when they see you in public? Do they find you? Because I know some guys are afraid.
I try not to go out in public, so.
I try not to go out.
Yeah, I got my Instacart if anyone wants to use my promo code.
Yeah, 'cause I know some people they see you and they find you to be intimidating, like.
I try to look like really ugly when I leave the house, so.
So you want the unwanted attention because, they come.
I just people like that's why I really love being a watermelon, because it's like if you're gonna sexualize a watermelon, like that's weird, and I'm a person. I don't know, like I feel uncomfortable always because I was a fat kid, so I feel like I just never really grew out of those fat kid tendencies. Like I still feel very insecure all the time.
And so who was your favorite comedians growing up? Do you have any favorite comedians?
Yeah, I love Anthony Jeselnik. He has very, very dark humor, very, like, offensive. But I feel like it takes a very special, like, it's a skill set to be able to take something very dark and, like, make it ironic or and a lot of people don't appreciate it, but I do.
Yeah, it's awesome.
They're like, you can't joke about that. I'm like, well, no, you can't. But somebody...
Yeah, but that's... The thing is, it's like, it's damn you do, damn you don't. It's like, you say stuff, it's wrong. You say stuff, you should. I don't know, man. I get to the point now, people just don't.
People are just sensitive. Just say it for me.
Yeah, no, I'm sensitive too, but it's like insensitive to call me insensitive, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I look at it now, it's like, you don't even want to deal with people sometimes. That's how I get sometimes when I think. I'm a
failure. Like, you could just attack somebody else. Maybe it would be more beneficial for you. Like, I don't know what you want from me.
It's just like people, like you try to get from people who murmur and complain a lot. Like, they find something to complain about.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm a Jew. I'm very proficient at complaining. I don't need any help.
I'm a woman. I'm pretty good at bitching. I don't need
Yeah,
any help.
exactly. I mean, if you want to join with me, we can bitch together. But if you're just gonna
Right?
bitch
Like,
about me, like that's not a solution.
No, it's not a
no,
solution at
it's
all.
not. Furman,
Not.
do we want to take a commercial break, and then after that, we'll come on back and finish, asking some questions and see exactly how Chuckles is doing on her journey.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So we're gonna be back after this
Okay.
commercial break.
With today's technological advances and fast-paced life, BMS is your trusted next-generation IT solutions provider that keeps you ahead of the competition. From humble beginnings, BMS Company is now one of the fastest-growing software engineering service providers, with international presence and golden reputation for excellence. The BMS Company is your one-stop global destination for web development, mobile application development, digital marketing, SEO, Facebook and Google advertising, social media management, business consulting, printing services, and many more. BMS is trusted to provide timely, cost-effective solutions. At BMS, we believe in providing guaranteed results, irrespective of a project's complexity. No stories, no excuses. And core to all of our operation is that we practice what we preach, and we deliver what we promise. We're proud of our dream team of solution-driven enthusiasts, comprising of industry experts in various fields, including blockchain, IoT, and AI. Our unique makeup and cooperate synergy enables BMS to add heart to technology while delivering our trademark exceptional results for our esteemed customers. Get free 3 months of hosting and 30 days SEO when you partner with us today. Call us now on 469-992-4567 or visit our website at thebmscompany.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back here on Walking This Way's Impact Wars podcast. I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr., along with the spicy one herself, Desiree. Desiree, how are you doing this evening?
I'm proud of myself. I am pushing as much water. I'm trying to already get my mindset into this thing Friday. So, I'm gonna do it. So here's the thing. It's like I said last night, one of my friends, whatever, she's awesome, but I'm gonna do this whole eating healthy, exercising, and then I'm doing like these lifeboat injections that will help dissolve fat away.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking. It's called Lipobite or something.
Listen, I'm just
It's
gonna
like I
trust
think
her.
it has like vitamin B in it. It's the vitamins, right?
It's full of I mean, I don't know what
Yeah.
else in. Like, I'm just trusting her. Like, I'm just going to the. You want to say you can dissolve my fat? Let's go with it. And she's got really good reviews on it so far.
Yeah, it's fun.
We're gonna be like accountable for each other. Like, we're gonna hold each other accountable. And so I'm excited. So I'm gonna be doing that on Friday and see how that works out for me. But you got to push a lot of water. So that's what I'm doing right now. Is trying to get my head into drink some more water.
I need to do that. It makes my skin clear up too. Like it makes my skin a lot better, and it makes me feel like. But you do have to pee a lot.
Well, because
That's
that's
another thing.
it says that it like part of it is it breaks it down. It goes from sweating or in your urine and stuff like that. So I mean, okay, I will like if it can get off some fat, let's go for it. I'm all about being skinnier as long as she don't inject it in the titties or in the ass, like because I don't have anything to lose in my butt, so I need to keep all the fat that I got there. And so we're good to go.
That's awesome.
That way I can really feel like I have my shit together, as you like to say.
Yeah,
so.
no, you do already. It's just gonna be to another level.
Yeah, just another level.
Yeah.
It's called growth.
It's inspiring. Yeah, it really is. I'm
is.
just gonna continue to be a watermelon. Actually, it sounds easier. I'm just kidding. No,
Hey,
like I do need to
it-
drink more water and stuff, but I only have Topo Chico in my fridge, so yeah.
Hey, let's talk about this. I know chapter 4, you mentioned searching for purpose. You said graduate degree should have been a ticket to a secure future, but life had different plans. I found myself unemployed, adding another layer of struggle to my already challenging journey. So
This is a
explain
hero's
chapter
journey
4.
that never gets like that happy ending so far. So yeah, just I've had a shit ton of jobs. I've lived in a shit ton of places. I've done everything pretty much, and I'm just figuring it out as I go, and hopefully it gets itself figured out sometime. I'm doing pretty well on YouTube. I can't wait to be monetized on there. I'm almost there.
Oh, okay then. And how far are you along with that to be monetized?
Probably like a month. I have
Okay.
I have over 3,000 hours now, so it's like that home stretch.
Okay,
So if you
well,
weren't doing this on YouTube, what would you want to do?
What would I want to do?
Like for career wise?
Uh, probably just be
Build
like a really,
watermelon?
really rich housewife.
I mean,
Okay,
I
maybe
was about to
open
say,
up
wouldn't
a
we all, but I
Etsy
wouldn't.
store with Oh no, I would want to be a pasta for like Pixar as well. That's a good job, like a voiceover actress for with as a piece of fruit. Maybe like go and make people laugh at the hospital or something. That's what I used to do for a minute before COVID.
Okay. Oh, so you say you just go to any hospital and just go in their room to make them laugh?
No, actually, I was a director of business development for a nursing home for a very short period of time, and that was like part of the gig. It was like it was a very weird job to try to market for a nursing home because that's very like people are gonna die, they need somewhere to go to die, and like it kind of just those beds filled themselves, like if they had the right insurance. But like one of the things was like to try to get it was very weird with the insurance. Like I hope I never get old just because I don't want to have to deal with these people. But one of the things was like to go out to the hospitals and like try to get like certain referrals with certain kind of patients with certain kind of insurance, and you have to get that by like making friends with the doctors at the hospitals. So they would just send me there to like, I don't know. It was weird. It was a weird job. It was very uncomfortable, It's like, how can you deny somebody health care because they don't have Medicare or whatever it is? And then having like these people just lay in a bed all day, and like I was probably the most exciting part of a lot of these people's day, and they were like, you need to hurry up and do your rounds, and I'm like, why? It's not like I'm doing anything else. Like
it's not like it's not like they're going anywhere, right?
it's just like if that's what they enjoy, why would I just like rush through it so they don't have anything, like so they have 5 minutes to enjoy? Like who cares? It's not like I'm doing anything else.
And Daquan just said on there, he said, love Chuckles' raw and real spirit.
Thank you.
Big shout out to the Quan. The Quan is normally he's on here with on Wednesday night, but he wasn't gonna be able to be on tonight. But big shout out to him for watching us in the comment section. Let's talk about you got another chapter. Let's talk about chapter 5. Trolling for sport and survival. He said, in the midst of my personal trauma, I found an unusual outlet on the internet. Trolling people online became my guilty pleasure and surprisingly a small source of income. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I'm a professional troll. I just like it's like being a clown kind of. You just go and you try to make people laugh, and sometimes you piss people off, but sometimes it works, and those are the times that you try to remember, and then the other times you try to just move on with your life. Like, oh, that didn't work, I guess I won't use that again.
Yeah. And like I said, you said trolling for sports and survival. So
yeah, it's just kind of like a defense mechanism, I guess, against the evil in the world. Against those people who are critics. I'm like the critic's critic.
And let's talk about chapter 6, the journey continues. And my journey is far from over. With every setback, I learn, grow, and adapt. There's a maverick spirit within me that remains undreaded, ready to tackle whatever life throws my way. So let's talk about chapter 6, the journey continues.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not going to end. I'm not going to, like, ever quit the internet. I love it. And, yeah, as much of the bullshit that comes with it, I would never want to live without it. And I love the fact that you can just get online and, find an audience that gets you, and you get to connect with these people who you might not be in close proximity to, that you're not going to be able to meet at the grocery store or whatever. You find your people, and that's cool.
And it is. I know you mentioned that you say you learn, grow, and adapt. So every experience you went through, you take it as a learning, you grow, you adapt to it. So you constantly evolve. And
You try, and then there's some things that it's just like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, and you just have to
right.
like just try to be optimistic about it and move, like, because there are certain patterns that I have, but like there's certain things that I just don't really have control over as well, and it's like a matter of self acceptance as well, like, because I'm not gonna beat myself up over like certain things. It's just not, there's no point.
Yeah, you're right about that. So you don't take yourself seriously, because some people take themselves very seriously. So you don't want an individual don't take yourself seriously.
I take myself seriously about things that are serious, and things that, like, if it's a person that I care about, then yeah, I'm gonna like take their feelings seriously. But if it's just some random person from the internet who's never really gotten to know me, like more than just the surface level assumptions, then like I'm really not gonna invest too much time in caring about what their opinion is, because it's like they never invested that time into getting to know me, so it goes both ways.
Yeah, it really does.
Like if
Um,
if
th-
I offended you, yeah, I'd be upset about it because you've taken time out of your life to like talk to me and stuff, and I feel like now, there's that like obligation. But like as far as just people on the internet, like if they're in the live chat or whatever and they're just like being negative and saying shit, like I don't, apologizing to them is really not that important.
well, yeah, you do. That's what I mean. I applaud people who enjoy the show, and I applaud people who enjoy the interaction. And like I said, we thank you for taking time out of your productive schedule to hang out with me and Desiree on the show.
Thank
We had
you.
this scheduled way months in advance, because we were doing our New Faces of Dallas series for the month of May. And I'm glad you accepted the day to come in June, which you came by that fast already. And you here, and like I said, we appreciate you for just hanging out with us tonight and getting
Oh
to
no,
know
I had a
you.
good time. Thank you so much, both of
Uh,
you. You're
Most
great.
definitely. And I know we better ready to get off the air. I
Okay.
know, Chuckles, I know you got some stuff you have to do as well. So do you have any final remarks you want to leave with the listening audience?
No, just thank you so much for having me. I had fun, and I hopefully will get to do it again soon sometime.
Oh,
You
most
guys are always
definitely.
welcome to call into my show too if you're ever bored and on there.
Yeah, because I do. I matter of fact, I have subscribed to your YouTube channel, so I do get notifications every time you do go live. Because we do believe in supporting, and we know it's free to support people. It's all
Yeah, even
people.
if you just come and say what's up in the live chat, like I like that. Like that's cool. Like there's like 300 people who come on a weekly basis to my channel, but there's probably only a couple handfuls that like are actually participate, and that's kind of sad because I'm trying to create this environment where people can just say things without being judged.
Yeah, and that's what it is, Chuckles. People know being judged, and one day some will break away from what people think about us, and just be ourselves. And I gotta be light. I gotta be, gotta be accepted. But at the end of the day, it's like we just really just doing more harm to ourselves
Yeah,
when we trying to.
we're all out here trying.
Yeah, because we're gonna do something different anyway. So we already did something different today, but tomorrow we end up gonna do something different, because I do believe in evolving. I do believe in growth, elevation, learning from things like this show. I don't go back. I know Desiree go back and watch the show, but I never really go back and watch the show. People say the show was good, but I never really go back. I never really go back and look at myself. I never did that. People always tell
Oh,
me how
I
the show
always
was.
do that. But
See?
mostly just because like the comments and stuff, like I miss a lot of it, especially if I have somebody on the panel with me. I'm not really paying attention to what people are saying. And I want to give people like that this is something that I started doing recently, where I'll screenshot like funny things that people say that I've missed. And then I'll like on the next show, like these are the comment awards. So that way they feel like they're a part of it, even if I don't acknowledge something that they might have said during the show.
Oh, maybe I just need to go
I
back
go
and
back and
start
watch it
doing.
because I'm always like I'm always trying to make sure that I'm
Professional.
growing on the
yeah,
show.
that kind
So
of thing too.
I watch it to see, like, I know last night I said like 1,000 times.
And then you can be conscious about working on that.
Yeah, and so now I was like, I'm not gonna say but at the end of the day, I come on here, I'm not scripted of what I say. So if I say, like, you know what I mean? I say like a lot too. And so, but I tell Furman all the time, like when I'm watching back, I'm so expressional with my face. So
That's
I'm
good.
always,
That's like something that is very good, especially for, creating engaging content, because people like that.
no, because
There you
Furman
go.
likes to make reels out of me doing the most god awful damn face. And so I'm always like, why did you have to post that? But why that clip where I'm looking at everybody like they're stupid? And so, but
Because
I
it's
go back and
funny.
I watch.
Because people
I go
like
back
that
and
shit.
I watch, and then I'm like, well, because I'm that way in every part of the damn show where
Yeah.
I'm looking at you like you're damn stupid. So I feel like that it's kind of inevitable that that's how the reel's going to turn out to be. But I watch them. When I get off here, I'll go back and,
No,
watch
that's
more
really
of them.
good.
And
It's
so
how you
I just,
grow.
Yeah, you're right.
With my comedy, like I when I was doing stand up a lot, like I would go and record just audio, record every single set that I did, and I would see the points where people are laughing and just condense it down to less words, so that way it can be like consistently funny. And like, yeah, you have to go back.
Yeah, you do. You're right because at the end of the day, it's still a business. You're in the business of social media, so it's always good to go back and listen because when we doing these shows, you want people to come in, you want people to enjoy themselves, get some out of it, where they feel like their time was not wasted, and that's something that I'm really big on, more focused on, because we don't want nobody time waste when they come back and view this content.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of mine need to get more concise, but yeah, whatever. It's a learning.
I watch other YouTube. I watch other podcasts, episodes how they engage with their audience and how they do these things to perfect it, take it to the next level. So I am a student of that because at the end of the day, I don't want nobody's time wasted. We want people to have a good time and they can learn something from our guests.
Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to waste anybody's time either. So speaking of,
look. So
yes.
does that mean you're going to start going back and watching the shows, Furman?
You should.
I'm gonna go back. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and listen. Hey, just look back in football. They go back and watch game film. They watch what they did wrong, what they needed to critique on.
YouTube will like show you where the audience spikes, like at what point in the show. Mm-hmm. Like it gives you all this information. It's available.
Yeah, that advertising that plays a role when you like putting stuff together, writing stuff out. That plays a role because you want to catch people attention on everything. Mm-hmm. So I am a student.
But even your audio quality, like you'll notice these things. Like I don't know how long you've been doing this for. How long?
I've been doing this since 2009.
Oh wow! So yeah, I'm sure you've learned. Like with my first couple episodes, I just kind of went into it, and I was like recording with my iPad from my phone on speakerphone, and it sounded really terrible. And then it's just kind of like grown from there. So. Cool.
Yeah, and it's time to update on equipment and stuff like that. Cause that's another thing, updating on equipment too and sound. And I have a vision for this thing, and that's what it's all about. But we about to let you go, Chuck.
Sorry. Yes, I won't shut up. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good? Cause I think you have to do a show tonight, right? You have a show you have to do tonight.
Maybe, sometimes. Yeah.
Well, I want to hold you up, kind of.
No, thank you. I really appreciate it. I don't want to hold you up either, waste anybody's time. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys. And if you're ever around, stop by.
Oh, most definitely. And like I said, with this, I subscribe to YouTube channel, so we'll be checking you out and stuff like that. And just really pop into the comment section. Hey, what's up? And just really listen. So, before we get off the air, Chuck, if you have any final remarks you want to leave with the listening audience that's listening?
Nope.
That's just it.
Just thank you.
Oh, appreciate you. We thank you. Desiree, everything you want to leave out?
I'm just going to say, without saying the word 1,000 times, definitely go on. Follow Chuckles. Following people, sharing their content. It's free. It's supportive. You don't know how much it actually helps these individuals, not only just with their self-esteem, but also, getting their content out there if this is something that they're passionate about. So anybody that's watching tonight, go on, subscribe to Chuckles. Even if you don't want to, watch, but now I truly believe, like, engage with people too. Like, that means a lot. Like, we can sit here all day long and talk to ourselves, but if we have people that are actually asking questions or, wanting to be a part of it, it just makes it that much more purposeful for us. So definitely that's a big thing. I think you should always, try to engage in it. But if not, at least share, support it. You don't know. If it's not for you, it might be for somebody else. That's what I like to say. But also, just because I said the word again 1,000 times, follow precise_glow and watch the journey as I am going to try these 40 injections into my body to reduce the fat. So I think that she's amazing. I would love it for people to follow her as well and share her content and support all these people that are out there just trying to make it. We're all just trying to make it at the end of the day. And so, if my kids go back and watch this, don't put me in a damn nursing home. You're wasting money that could go in your pocket. That's why Mama brings you all those brownies all the time, is so that you'll make sure that you don't put me in a nursing home.
Oh, wow.
Look,
You still look good for your age. You know,
look,
you still look great for your age.
I'm about to look better because my friend Dorothy's about to hook it up, right? See, I say that God didn't bless me with this perfect body because he knew I would act a damn fool. He was probably right. I probably would. So I think that, sometimes you just got to take it into your own hands.
Well, I think you're perfect.
Aw, thank you. I appreciate it.
But if you want to prove, feel free. I support that too.
How come she can say that, but when I say it, you think I be being funny?
Furman!
She think I be taking shots at her, and I don't. But you can say it, Chuck.
Because I have the watermelon, that's why. So.
I say it.
Like how often do you have a watermelon that compliments you?
Exactly.
I love watermelon. You made me want to go to the store and buy a watermelon. Give you a watermelon juice or something.
I'm going to clip that and make a reel out of it. It's so funny.
At the end of the day, when a watermelon compliments you, you say thank you, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm going to buy me a watermelon because I got a taste for a watermelon right now. Watermelon juice or something.
I have some watermelon moonshine.
That sounds good.
That sounds good.
It is good.
I don't know what moonshine is, but it sounds refreshing.
You don't know what All right, we're going to have a whole nother show with you. Joe, I'll have to come on to your show or something, and we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Gotta go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get ready to get off the show tonight. We hope everybody had a great time. We thank everybody for tuning in with us on tonight. We thank everybody for engaging in the comment sessions. And also, man, y'all remember this. Remember the graveyard. Everybody had one thing in common. They thought they were going to see tomorrow. Let's live life like it's our last. And most important, love yourself. Take pride in yourself. Believe in yourself. Encourage yourself. And most importantly, tell yourself we're going to win, succeed, conquer. And most importantly, tell yourself I love you. Me and Desiree will be back here Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on our Saturday morning show. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great night. And most importantly, y'all follow Chuckles on Instagram. On Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Follow her, engage with her. Check out her content, great content. You will enjoy yourself. I'm telling you, I watched some of you will enjoy yourself. So me and Desiree will be back here Saturday morning here on Walking His Way Impact Force Podcast. Be blessed, everybody. Peace out.